Warning: this is a comedy satire show. Nothing that we say here should be taken seriously. This show is filmed for entertainment purposes only. By continuing to listen or watch, you consent and understand what's about to happen. Enjoy the show.
How many kids is too many? Welcome back, everybody, to the mikeyanek show. Part number 1, debate club. In the next 20 minutes, we're going to be debating and discussing how many kids is too many. With this week, oh no, ladies and gentlemen, he's not a guest. He's an expert on the topic, Gary Hyland. Gary, yes, baby. How many kids is too many? Let's go, baby. We have 20 minutes.
How many kids is too many kids? Well,
you have 4, man.
4 children. Yeah. 4 kids. It's crazy.
Crazy that. So, like, you don't. What's the situation? You're Catholic. You're Irish background. What's happening here?
Do you know? It's a funny story. So, how do you want me to get into it? Do you want me to just tell you how I had each child and the events?
We have 20 minutes.
Yeah,
we can do whatever.
So I met Melanie, my girlfriend, and she had a 2-year-old daughter. So one's not mine biologically, so she's my stepdaughter. So that was my first child, and then Melanie fell pregnant quite early on in the relationship. So we had Archie, and that kind of forced us to speed things up, move in together, and it made us more serious. It was great. And then Lennon was planned to an extent. We were talking about having Lennon. My missus was on birth control and was having some complications, and she was like, well, if I come off the birth control, can we talk about having kids? And within about 4 minutes, she was pregnant. It was so fast. It was so fast, yeah. So that was our little happy family. We were a family of 5, 3 kids, and we were fine. Yeah. I started comedy, started podcasting, so I had loads of hobbies, shall we say.
And then you have a full-time job.
Yes.
3 kids and a wife, and you're like, you know what's missing? I have plenty of free time. Let's have another one.
I didn't want the 4th kid.
Oh, really?
No, I did not want that 4th child.
We'll make sure we never delete this episode. So on her 18th birthday, is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
Yeah, on his 18th birthday, we're going to play this other part.
Right? Now I love him the most. So
he's your favorite.
He's my favorite.
Next question is, who's your favorite? But finish the story. Okay, go on.
So then, my missus was like, well, you've got all these extracurricular activities. You've got comedy, you've got podcasting, you go fishing, you've got work. She was like, you're always escaping. She went, I don't have anything. She went, I want another child. I want a bigger family. And me missus's logic behind having a big family, it's a bit flawed, shall we say. So she's from a family of 6.
Jesus.
And 3 of her siblings are questionable knobheads, right? They are. So she's very family orientated. So when there's family events, it's only like 3 of the sisters who really get involved, and then the 3 boys, a bit of a dickhead. So she was like, I don't know how many of my kids are going to be knobheads when they grow up. So I want another child. I was like, well, your logic is fucking terrible, Dave.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, that's what you want. So she was adamant to have a 4th. I said no. And then she let me practice. I'm being a man.
Okay.
I'm being a man. Once you get to them vinegar strokes, there's just no there's no backing out. There's no backing out. So
vinegar stroke. That's sperm, bro. Your sperm is like fucking Marines, in Vietnam, just going through that jungle, bro. No mercy for nobody. No ginger fucking sperm doesn't fuck about.
Listen, lad, my population paste is on form. It's flying. So yeah. So baby number 4, she was impregnated. And then he was born 6 months ago yesterday. And I wouldn't change it for the world. He's unbelievable.
So hold on. So what is the... Okay, so out of the 4... So because your missus, she's a redhead as well, isn't she?
She dyes it. She's not ginger, naturally.
Really?
Yeah, she just loves me so much that she dyes it. Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen that before. Like the reverse.
Someone who wants to be a ginger.
I've never seen that in my life. Never seen that in my life.
She's got dark hair, naturally. She's got dark hair.
Really?
Yeah,
hey, damn it. Because I was about to say, like, I've never seen 2 redheaded people in a couple.
Yeah.
Never seen that.
Because they shouldn't be allowed.
It should be illegal.
It is. You shouldn't be breeding. We were not allowed to breed. Like, ginger should be put down.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. We crossed the line. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next week. We love you. Bye.
No, but when I was in school, right, when I started first year seniors, I could probably count the amount of gingers on one hand. And when I left, it was about 75. So in that 5-year stint in school, we slowly started to fucking increase the population. So it'd be interesting to see what the population of gingers is now in the UK.
Mine is +4.
Yeah,
+4, because, So hold on. So how many of the kids are redhead? So you have 4. How many of them are redheads?
None of them are really ginger.
Just found out 67.5 million redheads in the United Kingdom.
See, hold on. Did you say 67 million?
67.5 million redheads.
That's what
Right.
Google says.
And what's
Hold on, what?
4 of that as a percentage?
Eh?
So how much percent of that is 4 kids? I want to know what I'm contributing to the population. And do you know what's funny, right? Gingers need a higher level of anesthesia when they're going under because of the extra gene in a ginger's body. So all of them are fucking using all the anesthetic from the hospital. Cunts.
Okay, so that's very interesting that none of them is a redhead then. Are you kind of disappointed or are you happy?
I'm happy because, as I said, I feel like ginger people should be terminated when they find out they're pregnant. So. I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
I don't do any edits,
No,
bro. I'm lazy. Just everything goes.
Everything goes. No, so my kids aren't like, my brother's got carrot orange hair and his kids are like proper redheads and it's unfortunate. My boys have just got the ginger skin, so they get sunburns.
Okay.
But they're not like orange, they're mousy brown.
Mousy brown. Yeah. So how about, which one is the favorite? I mean, let's be honest.
It's now the youngest, Otis. It was Lennon.
Really?
Lennon was my favourite, but Otis is he's just different. It's something. As I said, I didn't want a 4th child, but the child before Lennon, he couldn't feed from birth. He was fed through a tube in his stomach for like 18 months of his life. So
it got grim quickly, bro.
Yeah, no, it's right. So we kind of got the whole baby phase taken away because he was fed through a tube. He was in hospital for so long. So now that I'm a bit older, I've got to really enjoy the baby phase again. And because I'm more mature, I've really dug into it and really enjoyed it rather than getting stressed. Like I do every night feed because I gig and stuff all the time. I mean, my missus has all the kids all through the day. When I finally get home, I'm like, listen, you sleep, I'll do the night feeds. So I'm with the baby all through the night. And as I said, having a full-time job, doing all these extra activities, I'm tired. And in the past, I would have started losing my shit when he was getting upset, but I don't. I'm just dead calm and collected. So it's nice to have a child that you actually fucking enjoy.
Yeah. For the first time ever.
Yeah.
You got like
Exactly.
life.
With the others, when they like the shit on the floor and stuff, like a dog will rub the nose and like, what have you done? The fuck have you done?
You're done with the newspaper.
Yeah. Like Big Daddy, just like when they piss the bed, just put a newspaper on it.
Yeah,
Sound.
just do whatever.
It's sound. Yeah, so yeah, Otis is my favourite now.
Otis.
I love all my kids, but
interesting name.
He's my favourite.
How old were you when you had the first kid then?
When Mel got pregnant, I think I was 22.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in Liverpool, let's be honest. Let's not be that surprised.
Mel was 17 when she first got pregnant.
What?
Yeah.
Do we have to remove the... Hold on, hold on.
No, it's legal. It's legal.
Oh, is it?
But I said this to my daughter. I went, if you're anything like your mum, you'll be pregnant for 5 years. That's grim, innit? That's horrible. That's horrible.
Because listen, no, the thing is, because I'm into older women, so I don't even know the laws in this country, how it works. I thought it's like 18, no?
16 is the legal age.
Oh, I like the grannies, man. 60s for me, you know?
I've got a heavy story for you, right?
Second part. First part, we're talking about...
It's about kids.
It's about kids. Okay, I thought you were going to talk about grannies.
No, it's a pregnancy story. Stay quick. So, a lot of my family are Irish. I'm from Ireland,
No,
right?
I can tell, bro.
Yeah, you can tell.
Come on.
The ginger gene.
Cool, kidding.
In Ireland, right, it's a little bit different. So, you don't have experience because you don't have any kids. But
And I've never been to Ireland.
No, but when you have a child, you go into a private room, your delivery suite, you have your baby. Once said baby's fine, you can either get moved to a ward with multiple parents in the hospital or you get a private room. That's how it works. In Ireland, you share a delivery suite with another mum.
Wow.
So there's a curtain separating 2 mums and the 2 dads who are birthing partners. And the general rule is when one goes into active labour and is pushing, they ask the other dad to leave politely. Obviously, if they both go into labour at the same time, they give birth.
They arm wrestle and whoever wins gets to stay.
My cousin was sharing a room with a young gypsy girl. She was about 16.
Here we go.
An Irish traveller. And I won't offend.
This podcast is going to be 2 minutes long, bro.
I won't offend the gypsies.
Listen to me. Next week, we're having Kanye West on the podcast. Leave something for him, okay? For fuck's sake,
I'm not offending the gypsies, right? So...
We love everybody as long as you listen, especially if you join patreon.com/mikeyanek. Before you ruin this fucking show forever, let me just do some plugs.
I'm not ruining it, it's fine. So when she was in active labour, she was only 16. She was saying, oh, what holes are coming out of and stuff. My cousin was saying she didn't have a clue, right? So she had the baby and everything was fine. And then his mum came and took the baby for a walk and they started having sex straight away. So my cousin rang the buzzer and was like,
what?
They're having sex. And she was like, it's gypsy culture. 95% of gypsy women who come in to give birth leave pregnant. Can you imagine pushing a baby out? My bed made me wait at least 18 months before I went near it again. Like, I've not touched it since the baby.
But
Can you
isn't
think
there,
of
like,
anything worse?
blood and stuff, or they cleaned it up and then like,
How are you even touching the sides? It's fucking the baby's head like that big. I know I've got a tiny penis, so I'm not touching any sides there.
fucking hell, guys.
Anyway.
I was like, let's do a wholesome episode. You know?
Gypsy kids.
Patreon.com/mikeyanek. Hey, listen, if I have to go back to Bulgaria, I'll go back to Bulgaria. It is what it is, man. Weather's nice, food's good. It is what it is. Fucking hell, Gary.
Apologies,
the one
Mike.
time I have him on, every time I'm with you, bro, something happens.
I can't help it. It's me weird vomit.
You're fucking crazy. It's all right, man. We love you. Okay, so, oh my God. What did you think about kids before you had the kids? I mean, you were so young, but like when you were 20, did you ever see yourself that you're going to have any kids, or how did you see things?
It's hard because, like, growing up, you go through different phases. You're like, oh, yeah, I want to have a family, I want to have 2 kids, want 1 boy, 1 girl, and you talk about the perfect family. And then as I went through my teen years, I weren't really interested. And then, as I said, I was seeing different girls, and they were dead immature, and it was shit. Because you said you like older women. I feel like it's a general sort of rule in the UK that it's women go for older men. So I always with younger women or younger girls, and they were always too immature. And then I met Melanie, who had a child, so she was different. So I was excited by that. And then obviously, because I went into a family dynamic already, day one, I had a stepdaughter effectively. So it changed my views completely. And now, as a 31-year-old, I fucking love having children. Like we were talking last night, me and Mel, about Christmas coming up.
Oh, I can imagine how much fun.
I hated Christmas when I was a teenager because my ma was a fucking pisshead and drank and like she burns peas. Like, she's fucking terrible. Like, she's a mess. So like, Christmas days was crap. So now I've got kids, I look forward to Christmas days, you know what I mean? So it just changes your dynamic.
My mom's crap, she cannot cook, she's a pisshead. Welcome to Liverpool.
And she's been married 3 times, so she's a slag as well.
Oh, let's go, Gary's mom. I love it, bro. How old is your mom? Let's make it happen, Gary.
Do you know what's funny, right? I talk about my mum all the time on the podcast.
I know, and on stage as well.
I'm a slag on stage.
Yeah, she phoned me. We recorded a podcast and she phoned me. So we had a section, everyone has the price, where we ask horrible questions for money. So I asked my mum a question on the podcast and she answered it. So loads of our fans have been messaging saying, get your mum on. So my mum's coming on for the Patreon special.
Of course, man. Yeah.
And she's going to take mushrooms with the boys.
I'm thinking maybe we should have your mum on this one as well.
Get her on.
Yeah?
She's wild.
You and your mom. Oh my God. Okay, so, how is she as a grandmother then? Because that's kids related, you know? Is she not? She's not a fan.
Right, so
she's good at show business, not at taking care of kids.
She loves the kids. She loves the kids.
Oh my God.
But if I've got Mel's mum and my mum next to each other, like Mel's mum all day, she's just unbelievable. My mum, she's great, but she's limited at ability of looking after children.
Really?
She's an Irish woman, and she just fucking throws spuds at them and shouts at them. That's all she does. So
she's Irish or born here with Irish background?
No, so all of her family are Irish, but she was born in Cowley in Oxford because her dad had a job here. But she moved straight back to Ireland when she was a baby.
Okay.
And then, so she was born
by herself. Oh, I'm going back to the motherland. And just a tiny baby just walking
on the back of the fucking sea cat. No, they all moved back to Ireland and she grew up. But she used it to her advantage because she was born in the UK. So she didn't have to do Gaelic lessons in school, so she got out of it. So,
nice.
Compulsory to do Gaelic if you're Irish.
Okay. So let's answer the question. So we have 5 minutes to wrap up this section. Okay. So let's start throwing out some numbers. Kids. What do you think is like too much when it comes to kids? What number? Because for me, I think 1 kid is lonely. Like, do you have any brothers and sisters?
I've got 2 brothers and I totally agree. One child.
Because I was the only child.
It's
and
look how you turned out. You're fucked.
Look like it turned out. Yeah.
This is what happens when you decide to have 1 child. They bring fake guns everywhere with them.
I love it. That's so fucking good. They become Eastern European all of a sudden.
He's an exotic cowboy.
Exotic cowboy, yes, man. That should be the advert, for like having more kids, don't have 1 child. See what the fuck happened. He's born, he's born in England, but he speaks, like an Eastern European. He dresses like he's in the disco all the time. He's like voices in his head. Character.
He's got a chill bag because he's a plumber as well.
He has a fake soundboard, just like fucking in the bus.
I can imagine you walking around with a portable soundboard.
I drive my missus crazy, bro, because I'm like this all the time at the house. And the characters' voices and shit, I just bother her nonstop. Okay, because one kid is just horrible.
Yeah.
Two
This is
kids,
horrible, yeah.
Yeah, but two kids, it's a bit like it's rivalry, bro.
It's crazy. So I do think 3 is the perfect number because
okay.
depending on your age gap. So 1 is lonely. 2, there's a rivalry. They can clash all the time. 3, it gets to a point where they can float between each other. But then there's times where it just fucking explodes. Because like I've got a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. And the 5-year-old now craves attention off the other 2. But the other 2, the 8-year-old's autistic, so he just likes his own space and fucking collecting items. He's like a magpie. And then my 12-year-old daughter, she's going through puberty and she just stinks of shit in a room. So she just wants to sit in a room all day. So when the 5-year-old's trying to get their attention,
they're like, get the fuck out.
They blow up, yeah. But there's times when you watch them playing together and it's incredible to watch how close the bond is, but you just got to fucking deal with it.
How about, because I think 2 is a good number. 3 may be a bit difficult finance-wise, depending on, like your level and stuff. And also, it is a lot of work, man, to be honest with you. Because if we have a mother here, a woman here, I think she'll have a completely different view.
Well, it depends.
For that is much easier, isn't it?
It depends who claims the child tax credits. Because if you're getting your tax credits, you get extra money, you're fucking flying.
Man.
Do you know what I mean?
So what number do you think? Because I think 4 is too much.
So as much as I've got 4 and I love my family dynamic, 4 is too many because there's massive financial implications. So we had to buy a 7-seater car. So we either went everywhere in 2 cars, which the overheads, the cost of, like when we were going to the caravan for the summer,
it's insane.
Like taking 2 cars, it's double the fuel and everything. It's very expensive. So the 4th child just tips the scale slightly because your standard house, like not many people live in a 4-bedroom house. So I've got a 3-bedroom house.
Bro, you want to adopt me, bro? Like you seem like you have money. You have a caravan, you have things.
No, I don't own the caravan. I just fucking rent it because I'm a little jimbo. I lent off that girl in the delivery suite with my cousin. I was like, can I lend your caravan for a bit?
I'll clean the house to help out with the kids.
Oh no, our house isn't dirty. It's clean. It's just not tidy. You can't keep a house tidy with 4 kids. Not a fucking chance.
Okay. So we need to wrap up the section. So what are you saying? What number do you think? 3 is perfect?
I think 3 is perfect. Yeah. If you're a family person, go with 3. Don't ever have one child that's ass on the child.
Yeah. It's just so boring and sad.
And if you look at the statistics of serial killers, most of them are probably single children.
Yeah. Because when you're like 4 or 5, you cannot be outside playing with the kids all day. So you're inside the house and you're going to like talk to your fucking 35-year-old dad or whatever.
You want your child to turn out like Sid from Toy Story. I have one child.
Yeah. Or like me.
Yeah. Or Mike Yanek.
All right. So you're saying 3 is the perfect number and above that is too much. I'm saying for me, 2 is the perfect number, like financially and, time-wise and stuff. If you have a bit more money, 3 is enough. Don't have more than 3. How about Jacob? What do you think?
I'm going to go with 2 is the perfect amount. I think 3 is too much.
Okay.
I mean, 1 is too much for me at the minute, but overall...
Well, it depends on you, because I've got a new joke about it dead quick before we finish. I've got a new joke about it. I actually wait for my kids to go to bed before I order a takeaway because of how expensive it is.
Yeah.
So I let them go to sleep and then I order food on the sly.
Yeah. What time do they go to bed?
Well, if I'm hungry and I want a takeaway, 7 o'clock.
You're like, it's time for bed. Dad, it's 4. It's like sun's out. No,
that's the hard thing. Now that my daughter's 12, I say to them like 8:30, 9 o'clock bedtime. My daughter's like, but I'm fucking 12. So we say, shh, you can have an extra half an hour, but
I'm still in the disco,
Cool, man.
Okay, perfect. So we wrapped up the first section. Perfect. Part number 2 is called You Get a Segment. So this is very simple, my friend. I explain the segments to you off stage. I'm going to read them out. You make your selection. I explain to the audience and then we crack on.
Let's
okay,
go.
So this week you have 4 segments to choose from. Okay. High School Diaries, which is a new segment. Fuck, Marry, Kill, Sour or Power, and Plan Your Funeral. Gary, Hyland, what do you want to play this week, baby?
I'd like to play High School Diaries.
Okay, that's brand new. Okay, this is High School Diaries. This is very simple. You just gotta tell us like a crazy, funny story from your high school days.
Okay. Does it have to have happened in school or it was in my high school days?
It doesn't matter. School, high school, whatever.
So I've got a couple of silly ones that I'll talk about.
Because I know you're a story guy. That's why
I love a story.
I tailor, like the segments to the guests.
Yeah.
So,
No. So In school, we had a lot. I went to an all-boys school, so it was fucking... I've seen more willies than the average woman, telling you. But there was always some fucking stupid things going on. But there was one guy, right? He used to...
You thinking about cock now in your burpee? What's happening?
Loads of cum. That's what it is.
Loads of cum. Hey, listen, this is the pre-show, ladies and gentlemen. Patreon.com/mikeyanek.
I feel like Eddie Fortune. There was this guy in school, right, who used to religiously chew the end of his pen and pencil.
Oh, yes.
Right?
I know those guys.
He'd always chew it. He'd always chew it.
Yeah.
So whenever he'd go to the bathroom in school, we'd all get his pencil case and we'd like stick it in your ass crack, rub it round your bell end, and then he'd come back and just chew it. It's fucking disgusting.
It's a family friend. This is a Christian show, Gary. What are you doing? Have some respect.
Apologies.
For fuck's sakes.
But no, probably a funny one. We weren't in school at the time. It was the weekend. I think we were about 15, and 15-year-old boys do fucking stupid things, as you know. And we went to town and we bought a 10-foot inflatable swimming pool. Right,
Jesus.
So that's only about 40 quid. So
you mean I'm so stupid. I thought 10 foot tall.
No, just 10 foot wide. Yeah. Just 10 foot wide. Yeah.
I'm so impressed.
Mike can't get in. Mike's jumping out the top window. So
That's like that Trump border wall, just a massive.
So it was hot. So we bought that, and then on the way home, we passed the pet shop and bought a bag of goldfish.
Oh no.
And we put the goldfish in the swimming pool and we're just swimming with these goldfish, right? 15-year-old boys, 4 of us, just swimming with these goldfish half naked. It was fucking weird. And then my mum's second husband, Scottish guy, a bit of a prick. He came out kicking off. He was like, "You're fucking splashing. You've splashed the sky dish. You've broke sky." And I just went, "What happens when it rains, dickhead? The sky dish gets wet." So then we threw the goldfish at him and got off. So yeah, that was it. That was probably another stupid one. Yeah.
Did a goldfish got stuck somewhere in somebody's bumhole? I don't fucking know, bro.
Yeah, there's some big bumholes or some small goldfish. No, when I think back now, it was sly. It was cruel to animals.
Where was your high? So hold on. How does it work here? High school, is that from the 8th grade to the 12th grade, or like how does it work in this country?
So you leave primary school at the age of 11.
Okay.
11, and then you start high school in the September.
Oh no, when you're like teenager and stuff.
And then so from 11 to 16. So when I was in high school, it was 11 to 16, and you could leave at 16. So year 11 is the 5th year. You can leave school, but you can't claim benefits until you're 18.
You and your benefits, fucking
but you can't claim benefits till you're 18. So you could leave and be in limbo for 2 years. And as a fucking teenager, you're costing your parents a fortune.
Of course, yeah.
So the UK governments have changed it now. So you're not allowed to just leave school at 16. You either have to stay in school for them extra 2 years and do sixth form, or leave to go to college or do an apprenticeship. You can't leave and not do any further education.
Yeah. I like how we put in an educational segment into the podcast.
Yeah.
This is the podcast. This is the politics hour. Sorry, yeah. We have to educate people as well.
Got to educate people.
Where is your high school? Where in Liverpool was it?
So it's.
You want to say the name or?
Yeah, it's in a place called West Derby. It was Cardinal Heenan.
Okay.
Yeah,
is that like a good neighborhood? Is it like a shitty?
West Derby's, it's okay. To be fair, there's not fucking many good neighborhoods in Liverpool. Like the postcodes change and the house prices go up.
I've noticed that, yeah.
But the kids are all still dickheads. Yeah. So like you go to Woolton. So if you live in Woolton, houses are like 400, 500,000 pounds.
Jesus.
The parents could be like fucking lawyers or CEOs, but the kids are still fucking doing wheelies in North Face coats and smoking weed. So it doesn't matter on the parents. Kids are kids. Kids are still going to be from Liverpool, aren't they? So, but yeah. But West Derby's a nice enough area.
So how was what type of a student were you? Were you like the popular kid, an athlete, or like the funny guy?
A bit of everything. So
really?
It was crazy. So I went through quite a bit of a transition in school. So I was dead shy and timid at the start. I had a bit of an emotional start to school. I don't want to get too deep, but
listen, we're far as it is. Like
my mum decided to tell me the night before I started senior school that my dad had hung himself.
Okay.
Because I just knew he was dead.
Yeah.
I thought he was ill. So she told me the night before I started school.
Jesus.
But I was starting a new school where I didn't know anybody because my feeder school from primary, my mum didn't want me to go to. So she applied to get me into a different school. So I was going into the school not knowing a single person and then found that out. So I had a tough start, and I was dead shy and timid. Then I come out of my shell quite soon, met a lot of friends. It was a sports college, so in primary school, I was a really good footballer, so I thought I'm going to be in the school team. Reality check and a half, because I was fucking shite. Because everyone in the school played for like fucking Liverpool, Everton, Man City. Yeah,
Jesus.
We were a sports college, so we had like Steven Gerrard went to my school.
What?
Yeah, so it was a very high standard, so I didn't play football, but I wanted to just play sports. So I played for the rugby team, the basketball team, the badminton team. I done cross country.
You started off with the manliest sports and slowly.
Rugby, basketball,
I played
badminton.
curling at one point, just fucking
it was,
snooker, pool, darts, whatever.
Anything to get out of class, that's all it was. So
I was the water boy, whatever the fuck I can get. I was a cheerleader. I see just Gary on the sideline with a miniskirt, with the fucking wig. I didn't make it. Just please, I want to be part of the team.
Yeah.
Gary,
the water boy, Bobby Boucher. But yeah.
So you didn't succeed in any of the sports.
Rugby.
Rugby.
We were really successful. Obviously, I'm not professional, but we didn't really have a rugby team in school. And my form teacher at the time was a Welsh guy, and he wanted to start a rugby team, so we started it. And my year had a really, really good team. So we won the Merseyside Championship 3 years on the run.
What?
And then we went to the Northwest Championship. And there's state schools and emerging schools. So one school plays football and rugby, one just plays rugby.
Wow.
So when we got to the Northwest, we had like fucking farmer kids from Cumbria coming down who throw sheep everywhere. We were massive. So we come third twice. So we done really well.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
And then a few of us like went on to play like semi-pro and professional and quite high level in terms of rugby. Got paid work.
What?
And then I stopped for a few years. And then,
I mean, you're here. We can tell.
and then I went back to Preston Grasshoppers and played 3 seasons for Preston Grasshoppers. And then
Preston Grasshoppers. That's such a silly name. Such a fucking non-intimidating name.
But it turned into drinking, so I stopped playing. But yeah. So rugby was probably my most successful sport.
Did you get any injury out of rugby?
Oh yeah. I've had some bad ones. Dislocated my shoulder twice. The worst one, it wasn't the worst injury, but when it happened, it was December the 4th or something. It was winter. The pitch was nearly frozen over. We were playing, I think it was Glossop. It was in the middle of fucking nowhere. It was horrible. We were getting beat like 72-4. We were getting absolutely destroyed.
Jesus.
And I was just chasing this kid. He was running with the ball, and I was chasing. And as I dived for his legs, his heel just hit me in the face.
Jesus.
And I landed in a puddle of mud, and my nose was broke, my lip was bleeding, and I was just crying. I was like 22, and I was just crying. I was
I'm
like,
ready to have kids
now.
now.
I was like, what is life? What am I doing? I was like, fuck it. I'll have kids and stay at home. What excuse can I have to stop going to rugby? I need to feed me children. So, yeah.
There were jokes on stage, and pubs in front of drunk people. Oh my god!
So yeah, I've had a few injuries in rugby.
Yeah. Wow, rugby seems so crazy. Do you want to do one more segment, or you have more?
Go ahead. Whatever you want to do.
We have fuck, marry, kill, sour or power, and plan your funeral.
You know, we'll go fuck, marry, kill, because
fuck, marry, kill. Okay.
Plan your funeral is about money, and I always do segments on money. So let's do fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah. Okay, you're giving financial advice, innit? Okay, so we have fuck, marry, kill. You have Rocky Balboa,
okay,
Indiana Jones, or Neo from The Matrix.
Oh,
and let's discuss it and see what you're gonna do with each.
Fuck, marry, kill. Rocky Balboa, Indiana Jones, and Neo from The Matrix. Oh. See, I'm torn for fuck.
Yeah.
I'm torn between Rocky and Neo.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because Rocky could throw you around.
But they appear like they are in the movies, in the action scene. So Neo is, with the leather stuff and the pistols.
Oh, kinky. And he's that flexible. He can bend over for you.
Yeah.
He can give you the blowjob backwards.
Yeah. Get away from the cum and stuff. From the pew, 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 shooting the cum. It's like doing this, like slow motion and stuff, And then you have Rocky with the gloves and, chisel.
Yeah,
and then you have Indiana Jones with the whip. So who you gonna... Oh, actually, you can fuck... Yeah, you can fuck everybody. Depends on what you're into. If you want a guy to beat you up and fuck you can go with Rocky. Or
I'm gonna fuck.
Or if you like dirty talk, because Rocky's going to be...
Yeah, he sounds like he's had a stroke.
He had. I think so. I think he had, Sylvester Stallone actually got a stroke. So here we go. Man, this episode, can we even air it? Bro, Jacob left the fucking premises. That's how fucking offended he is. Jacob, where are you, bro? You're not going to come over here anymore. I don't.
He's working.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to be here.
He's working. Everything is one shot. So this whole podcast is just gonna be the main. Are you gonna do the post edit? You're gonna switch it.
Rocky's too far.
I'm editing from over here, mate.
Okay, no, you're not.
So yeah, I will fuck Neo because he's flexible and he wears a bit of leather. So I'll fuck Neo.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because I think Rocky had fucked me. So
You beat you up before anything.
I'll
else.
be the power bottom. Yeah, I'll fuck Neo. So what have I got left? I've got to marry and kill.
Indiana Jones or Rocky?
Ooh. Do you know what? I'd marry Indiana Jones because he's always chasing fucking treasure, innit? I could become a fucking millionaire from him.
Oh, okay.
I could be a kept woman.
He's just gonna get your hair done out there.
He's off gallivanting all the time, so I don't have to deal with him. He's fucking in tombs everywhere. He's gone. Fuck him. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll just have me live, laugh, love sticker on the wall, and he's off on gallivanting. Yeah, I'll be a kept woman.
You can resell his fucking jewelry he finds on Etsy.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll have an Etsy account.
You'll live the white woman lifestyle, the dream white woman lifestyle.
Perfect. White. I'll be walking around in like juicy trackies and everything. Telling you.
Juicy trackies. I imagine on your bum just sit juicy. Oh, that's so funny, dude.
And then I'd say I'd kill Sylvester, but he'd fucking do me in.
You give it a go.
I'd give it a go, yeah. Listen, Rocky might be hard, but can he stop a fucking Nissan Micra coming at him at 40 mile an hour? So I just hit him with a car. I just hit him.
Because to be honest with you, I had the exact same choices.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kill Rocky, because I think, but you gotta kill him in a boxing match with boxing gloves. Because that would be interesting. Because that would be a 4-hour boxing match because he never goes down. He just keeps coming out, bro.
You just need him to fucking fatigue and be tired. I always got asthma because I hope that strokes done damage to him because then I'd stand a chance.
No, he never dies. But these
never
fucking,
dies.
Ivan Drago was a Rocky 4. That guy was like 4 times his size. He beat the fuck out of him. And somehow he just defeated him.
What a movie, though.
Oh,
I love
amazing.
the whole Rocky
favorite,
franchise.
My favorite Rocky movie.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
but it's funny because like everyone who watches Rocky then thinks that they're hard and think they can fight, don't they?
Yeah, of course. And then at the end, he had that speech where the Soviets were like, well, maybe we are the wrong guys. Maybe we're bad. America
just
number
send
one.
Rocky into Russia now, he'll sort it all out.
Oh, dude, just send Sylvester Stallone fix the war.
That's what the Klitschko brothers thought they could do. They were like, Rocky done it. Why can't we do it?
Yeah. It was like, hey, Putin, you just done this war. And Putin's like, oh, I've never seen it this way. It's Rocky himself. Because Sylvester Stallone, Steven Seagal, he is a Russian citizen. And they love Steven Seagal. He lives there.
Did you know he's got a band? He's got a blues band?
Of course he does. He used to be a cop as well. There's a reality show 2 seasons.
Didn't know that.
Me and my missus watch it. It's so fucking stupid. Yeah. It's crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, he can just go and just fix the fucking wall. And I was thinking, so try to fight Rocky because I think that'll be a battle of a lifetime. But if you have to do it, would you take Rocky in his prime or now because he's 75?
He'd probably still fuck me now.
He'll probably beat you up, yeah.
Listen, for the question, you've got to do it in his prime, haven't you?
Yeah. I'll take Rocky 4 because that when he hit the juice.
Rocky 4,
yeah, that's the juice, man. Because before that he was a bit skinny and stuff, like lean, but then it became
he was like a Nusuk, weren't he? He was speedy. He was like a fucking a cruiserweight. And then he became Anthony Joshua, and in the end he was just too big and blown out, didn't he?
Because of Ivan Drago, because that was the thing. Because I think they filmed it, they wrote it in a way because he wanted to take steroids in real life for his roles. So they was like, we got to put it in the story because if Rocky shows up one day and fights a small guy, but he's like a tank.
And he's just chiseled.
That's why they got this guy who's like 7 feet, like monster, And I was thinking to marry Indiana Jones because I can travel with him.
That's a good shout.
Because I'm a ride or die bitch. I'm not like you. I'm not a gold digger, baby. You're just like, I'm going to take the money, I'm going to reset the Jew.
Liverpool to Dubai in your bio.
Yeah.
Like a little bed, isn't it?
Yeah, man, Liverpool.
Flying.
Yeah. Ride or die. So I was thinking maybe I can do some, And also, I love archaeology. When I was a kid, that was the first profession I wanted to become an archaeologist as a kid.
Do you know what? a second that. I used to watch
Every
like
kid
fucking
wanted that.
used to watch like ground force and all that, and they find all things in the ground. I was like, boss.
Yeah. Travel with him, and he knows shitloads about. I love history and geography, so that's like a mixture. Archaeologist. So I can travel. I get to have.
How much time have you put into these answers, Mike?
Oh man, I think about this stuff all the time.
I love it.
I'm like, I need to prepare for my podcast to the missus, and I'm sitting there, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm preparing for the podcast," and I'm literally just staring into this. I'm just looking at this, for 20 minutes. So what are you doing? I'm preparing. So yeah, because I have to have the thing.
You know what? Isn't it funny? Like when you do podcasts or when you do comedy, your search history is fucking ridiculous now, isn't it? Yeah.
My search history is even worse because I don't know how to spell all the words. So I just no. So I
did
go
you
to
mean?
Google.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So I go to Google to see how it's spelled. So for you may spell an idea. For me, I will spell like a sentence that doesn't make sense because I'm writing shit down, and Google will be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?" Yeah.
I in work, I was trying to write a new joke on my lunch. So I used the work computer, and I forgot that there's like controls on there for things you search. And I searched.
Really?
Yeah. Like certain websites aren't allowed. It's blocked.
Okay.
But I was searching why the cats lick their own assholes. So yeah.
What did it came up?
Just cleanliness, innit?
That is so disgusting.
I'm writing a new joke about my mum, saying she's like a cat. So.
Are you sure you want to give out stuff?
No.
I mean,
I'm writing new stuff about my mum being like a cat.
Looking at her own asshole.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you going back home and you see your mum?
I tried.
Literally just
I tried. So I've only used the joke 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And the first 2 times, I said my mum was like a cat. I said she'd go missing for days on end. And then she'd start taking food and milk off strange fellas. And then I was like, when I say food, I mean dick. And when I say milk, I mean cum. And then I was like, that's how I kind of left it. And I was like, it's a bit vulgar. It doesn't really need to wear. It doesn't need to be that way.
Let me run it past my mum.
Yeah, Mum. So then I tried it again. And instead of being horrible, I just said, she'd go missing for days on end. She'd visit strange men. She'd occasionally shit in a box. I said, and then I walked home. I walked in one day and I found her with her legs wrapped around her head. And I was like, Mum, what the fuck are you doing? She was like, just taking a shower. So I'll see how it goes.
Got it. Well,
me ma licks her own fanny.
Hey, listen, if Gary's
Like
mom...
Neo.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. If Gary's mom's watching this, simple. Subscribe to the channel. Patreon.com/mikeyanek.
I will go home. I will get my mum's phone and I'll subscribe to your channel.
At Mikeyanek on social media.
And I'll make about 7 email addresses and sign them all up to Patreon because she hasn't got a clue what's going on in her bank account. It's funny.
If we manage to get your mom on this podcast, are you willing to come with her?
If you want me mum on the podcast, me and my mum will come on the 100%. We'll come on 100%.
Fuck it. Why not?
And she lives up the road, so it'll be easy for her.
Just gonna can you imagine?
Just drag it in on a skateboard.
Oh, fucking Christ. Okay, listen, so we're gonna wrap up now and we're gonna do 20 minutes for the Patreon. We can talk about whatever. We can talk about your mom if you have some funny stories.
Whatever.
Now, thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
I haven't seen you in a while,
It's been a while.
Yeah, man, because I'm always up and down, you up and down. I like spending time with you. You look so different without your beard.
I know.
Honestly, I told you off camera. Now,
I'm not allowed to do the school run anymore because I shaved it off.
if you have only the mustache like that picture you showed me, that should be illegal.
I forgot how fat I was underneath it. I swear,
that's
man.
not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Because I've seen you with a Dumbo Zarian, like super strong beard, and now it's like I'm looking at you, and I recognize you.
It's
bro.
crazy. It's my makeup. Like the beard, it's the difference
Man
between
makeup.
me being normal,
Yeah.
me being a paedophile. It is.
No, listen, plug anything you want to plug in this camera. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Plug anything. So, co-host of the What's Happening podcast. Find us everywhere. We just chat absolute shite. Also, my Instagram, Gary Hyland Comedian. And I'll give good parenting tips as well. Love you lots.
Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying this, patreon.com/mikeyanek. Gary's mom, subscribe to the channel. You can subscribe to the channel as well at mikeyanek on my social media. That's it. We love you. See you next week. You're the best. Bye. Pew!